I can't believe it. The day is finally here. Minecraft 1.21 is out now. I'm so happy about this, guys. But my world, well, it's probably not feeling exactly the same because I just deleted over 90% of it. Lads, laddies, lovers, besties, it's time for you to buckle in and sit back, get comfy. Tap that like button because welcome to Minecraft 1.21 guide, stranded in a brand new unknown mysterious world with nothing more than a mere spyglass. Today, it's about time we hit the ground running. Over the course of today's episode, we're going to reintroduce ourselves to this grand mysterious world, establish a couple of goals, catch up, reminisce, nostalgia, all of the business. You know how it goes. Today, I would like to set a little challenge. I don't know if it's too ambitious for us. 3,000 likes on this episode right here. Helping me out real quick. It's free 99, and I mean, it brings a smile to my face. Whew, brand new world, or at least we're treating it like this. Inside of this world, stranded with nothing, for Minecraft 1.21, I've gone ahead and locked all of my gear, every single piece of it, behind a paywall. Okay, so actually not a paywall. What I meant to say is I locked my gear away and we have to reestablish ourselves. Today, we're treating it like in episode 1. We need our boofs in order before we can do anything. That's gonna mean bed, food, shelter. Those are the specifics on the menu today, and oh boy, I've got so many ideas. Look at this brand new cave. Oh, that's crazy looking. Now, if you're new here, hi, welcome, how you doing? This is the Minecraft Guide. This is a series in which we basically play Minecraft, but like, do a little bit of tutorials. Each episode is gonna have a theme on something, whether that's a farm, a campfire, getting reestablished. And yeah, loaded, baked into every single episode is some kind of cool tip, trick, or many tips and tricks. Sky Tower, I christen you, Sky Tower, you're beautiful. Bed, food, shelter. The first things any good lad needs in a Minecraft world. I'm looking for sheep. Sheep, I found you. I'm looking for sheep and, well, would you take a look at that? The true ticket, the cream of the crop for a Minecraft bed, the red flower. Alright, so right off the bat, I'm so sorry about this. The first 1.21 change, we see it right here. These sheep don't freak out for very long. They run around for like 2 seconds now instead of 4. I'm sorry about this, please. No, don't make eye contact. That makes it harder. My soul, my heart. Friend, sorry. Stop looking, monster. What am I doing? I'm sorry. And so, like that, the pinnacle of the food pyramid that I am, about halfway through day number 1, the third sheep of the day, that right there, my friends, is going to unlock us beds. Alright, my beautiful friends, so cat's out of the bag. This series right here is not technically brand new. In fact, before this episode, preceding it, we've got a total of 78 episodes. The very first chunk of the series is basically Chapter 1. Then, after we beat the Ender Dragon, we have Chapter 2, which is all of the other 1.20 stuff. Today, we kick off Chapter 3. I don't know if any of you guys are going to remember it, but this is kind of like what we did in Minecraft Guide 3. So here's the catch. Everything that we have in this world, I did not delete it, or at least like the important stuff. However, I've gone ahead and locked all of that stuff behind a couple of different requirements. We're going to talk about each requirement kind of as we need to talk about each requirement. Basically, long story short, today we unlock a bed. By crafting a bed, we unlock, well, we don't really unlock anything. We just, don't have to fight our way through the relentless and merciless nighttime. So next up on our list today, we need to find ourselves a good source of food. This early in the game, something like a cow farm, I mean, it's a dream, it would be beautiful. But instead, I was thinking, you see, we spawned right inside of a beautiful taiga biome. Well, what in the world is going on here? That's a monstrosity or something. Instead, being in this brand new world, what I was thinking for a day number 1 food, one of my favorite foods for a day number 1 food, of course salmon, we have that in the river, but maybe a little bit more efficient. We need to find the berries. Okay, so berries, one of my favorite day number 1 foods. As soon as I can find a new source of food that is relatively decently sustainable. Ooh. Oh. Whoa. I don't remember that. I don't think I ever seen that in my life. Oh, that's so cool. I never got around to it by the time the next update was. Anyways, if I can find a little bit of food, I will better be able to sustain myself. Find a little bit of food, I could replant it near starter house number 2. But there's a catch. Aha. So once I find wild food, just something like this right here, all of my other food is now unlocked inside of the world. Not the farms, but the food. But I figured to maybe make today's episode a little bit more enticing and spicy, we would not just run and pick up a stack of cooked steak inside of a chest. Instead, what we'll do is all of the unlocks that we unlock in one episode, say today, they actually unlock next episode. That'll mean for today's adventure, we're throwing it back like the cavemen did. Sweet berries it is, delicious for the entire episode, and red bed it is for the entire episode. So, with all of that all said, good, and done, the only final requirement I need to really start to thrive inside of my world is a little bit of shelter. For our little sweet soul, our chunk of home sweet home, I want to go big this time. So I figured I would begin my episode with a tiny bit of research here, looking at, of course, none other than the best Minecraft starter house of all time. Though all of these beautiful houses with the deep slate on the top, the A-frame cabin, yeah, they're all like really nice and beautiful, and after all, I'm only looking for a small dose of inspiration. I want to come up with my own thing. None of these are really cutting it for 1.21. And now let's not get it mixed up as to where we actually are. We're inside of the Minecraft guide world. It's not like I'm stranded here with nothing in the entire world at all. But this whole area is themed for Minecraft 1.20, and what fun would it be for me to squat inside of some old man's abandoned cabin over there. There's a whole ton of stuff to check out here. By the way, channel members get world downloads of this series about every 10 or so episodes, including one last episode, but we need to start somewhere fresh. However, throwing it back and forth like a Gemini or something, at the same time, we don't need to start in the middle of nowhere. That wouldn't really make any sense. We've got a lot going for us, including a lot of unfinished loose ends going for us as well, including a farm that is currently paywalled. And so, like the day one warrior that I am, the sun, it sets. Minecraft 1.21's first day, the easiest one in the world, it's behind us, in the dust and in the past. Bright and early the next morning, I figured it's about time we hit the ground running. With no more than 3 planks to my name, 1 wooden axe, and a couple of trees, well, I figured there's only one thing we could do. Tree choppers. Alright, now, for the next move I'm going to pull out of the bag, I don't know if this is going to be a little bit controversial, but I've done a lot of hard thinking and thoughting. The beauty of not starting an entirely brand new world is having things inside of the world to maybe give you a little bit of starter supplies. Combine that small amount of starter supplies with the memory of how painful it was to use wood tools to chop down just this small grove over here, and I was thinking I've got maybe just about the perfect combination of 1.21 things, good location, perfect use, for none other than our home sweet home today. Oh, and if you disagree with this move right here, well, no big deal. All you need to do, simple, grab a time machine, go back in time, talk to me about what I'm about to do, convince me otherwise that maybe it's not the coolest move to do in the world, and, well, then this episode will be entirely different for you. So in all-out 1.21 fashion, I think the only way that we could build a starter house inside of this update is going to be incorporate the 2 brand new beautiful blocks inside of the update. First things first, tough. We're gonna need to come in with tough inside of this build. It'll look really, really good. What I want to do here is a starter house that's a simple shape. Maybe what we could do here is make this, of course, an odd. That's 4. What if we maybe went 5, 6, 7? We could do 7 like that. Then over here, I'll do 5. Maybe on this side of the build, just kind of winging it right here. We can cut this thing straight back. I'll move this weird wooden block out of the way when I'm not talking. Turn the thing right here and go over this way. Then maybe this thing could pop out like 1 block past. Do like whatever, line it up with that part of the build right there, and voila, we've got ourselves a blueprint. Now for brand new tools, I didn't really exactly know how to go about doing this. Like, maybe we start with the wooden tools, we move down, we find stone, we go back up to the surface, we turn that stone into, well, more stone. We go back down into the cave system and take a little bit of a look around. I see copper over there, perfect timing for 1.21, but iron. I mine said iron, pick up said iron, and voila, just like that, I've made my grind from the start all the way back up to iron. 3 pieces of iron right there. Theoretically, that's a pickaxe, right? We've now successfully ground our way right back up to the tool set that we worked so hard to work our way out of in the last update. Alright, so learning to build with tough inside of a Minecraft 1.21, I mean, no pun intended at all. Genuinely, I promise, that might be a little bit tough. I don't know how this combination is really going to work. I've never tried this before, but I was thinking maybe to break the bricks up at the bottom a little bit. I mean, I guess you could come in here with like stone bricks. They're pretty much a perfect match made in heaven. But at the same time, what if we did like, maybe like mainly tough bricks with like a little bit of tough sprinkled in there? Maybe this building is like old and not wretched, because that sounds a little harsh, but like, you know, old. And hey, also, I don't know if you noticed over here, but in the background, I decided to go ahead and set up a small little food farm. This should hopefully sustain me for today's episode. I definitely need to put like a cover on that thing though. That is so painful. Spruce wood. This stuff is by far still, years later, Minecraft's most beautiful wood type. I also got like a stack of it from chopping on the forest. Dark oak wood. The stuff is beautiful, and I think combine it with copper and tough, it might be fire. Alright, so hear me out here. I was doing a little bit of thinking, kind of like in my absence from the Minecraft Guide world, wondering about how I would jump back into this brand new update and build and, you know, try and make something that looks more beautiful than ever before. And this is kind of what I've cooked up. What if maybe we do like a border right here with the spruce wood touching the tough bricks? That could be really cool. Then we're gonna turn a corner, and I want to keep this border consistent, but I don't want to like make it really square and pop out and everything like that. So maybe we turn the corner, something like that. Then eventually I hit another spot where I want to have like solid blocks like that. So I do the logs and I strip the logs, make them look like that. Then I do that down there. Then I go ahead and go this up here. This would, I think, theoretically continue all the way in, and this will pop out like that. I jump down here and continue that out, something like that, maybe. So we start to get like a little bit of a log situation going on. You see what I'm doing? Then up top with this dark oak wood, ooh, we get steamy, we get romantic. We put dark oak logs right there. Then we take this wooden axe that I still didn't make a better one of and strip all of those logs. Oh yes. Maybe I'll be able to work out some kind of way to like bend this around the corner, start wrapping it around the build. I think for my vision right here, I want to have a whole ton of windows. So maybe like the bigger the window, the better. Maybe even a full sunroom over here. That could be kind of cool, but I don't know. Sounds like music keeps creeping in and getting louder and louder and louder, which means it's time for a time lapse. Well, a little bit of time later, and I would like to welcome you warmly to my crib. Behind the now upgraded farms, we'll see a lot of strong and bold framework going on. It's pretty cool. Welcome to my front door. Eventually, it'll be copper. We walk right into the humble abode of the mansion itself, and then we've got a window there, a window there, a window there. I just need the panes, no big deal. Over here, we got a big window around this newly lifted romantic farm let out. It's kind of cool. Over here, centered perfectly, I was imagining a fireplace. That could be pretty cool. But a home is not a home until you have a bed inside of that home. Oh, that was so sweet. I also went ahead and made a stone cutter so I could make the most beautiful, or one of the most beautiful new copper blocks. But I'm gonna need more. See, so a couple of things. First things first, glass panes. I figured lots and lots of windows on this building. That's gonna be cool. After all, we're probably eventually gonna start seeing it a little bit more from far away. I've got some questions for you in a minute, but we'll get to those in a minute. I don't really know what's going on over here on this wall, so I can't really fully fill it in quite yet, but I also figured leave it open with like slabs in here. That could make it look even more interesting. But I can't wait any longer. I need to get chiseled to tough, and a lot of it. I also was thinking maybe a little bit of deep slate tiles could look pretty cool too. Now, bright and early the next morning, we're probably going to be up there quite a bit, so maybe a temporary staircase. 2 roof lines, because we have 2 separate sides of the building. Roof line in number 1, the simple one, I figured deep slate slabs right over here, or tiles, whatever you want to call them. Maybe double them up, make it look a little bit thicker, and then do a simple roof line that is like essentially slabs stepping all the way up to the pinnacle. The pinnacle of the roof, and maybe it ends like something right here. I do something cool hanging off of it, so I keep it nice and flat, and then I step back down. On the other hand, and I think I want this other roof to sit a little higher, so maybe we take that out and start it here. On the other hand, we do the craziest patterned block in the world, this new one, and I do like one of those roofs that gets like real steep real quick and kind of like peaks up at the top, and then you already know You already know exactly what I'm gonna put all over the rest of the top of this roof. Ooh, if I can pull it off, it'll be beautiful. Alright, so now with a little bit of that out of the way, I'd like to talk about my plans going farther into Minecraft 1.21 inside of this world. The most immediate goal is 1.21 as quick as possible. I'm all about the trial chambers, the idea of the maze sounds so enticing, you know, all of that type of stuff. Before we can jump into all of that, there are a few more setup things that we're going to need to do to unlock other things in the world, but just keep it in mind. We'll come back to it later. This area that we're building the starter house at right now, we're not necessarily going to stay over here, but my big question for you is, we're going to set up, say, maybe next episode, some kind of farm next. Would it be more cool after we build this house and unlock all of our other buildings to go back over to our main hub, the place that we will mainly be staying in 1.21 and build the farm over there? Or do I continue to expand this side of the river where this house is today with like more builds? Like, do I build the farm thing that I want to set up over here or at the main base? I kind of have a direction I'm leaning, but I'd love to hear what you guys want to see. So drop it down below. Wow, and so today's build has been progressing quite steadily. Where we're at right now in the project today, we're so close to being finished on the inside. We have a big, large, wide open room. On the top, I did a copper roof and did a lot of detailing work up there. You know, one thing that I never realized is how quickly I'm gonna burn through materials. All of the tuff that I brought over here for this build here today, I mean, I'm like almost all the way out of it. I never would have thought that I would have used like 4 stacks, entire stacks of it for this little house. Copper though, oh yeah, no big deal. There's so much copper, not a problem. So on the inside of the house, I sort of have all this wood framing work going on. And to finish it all off and make it look solid, I figured even more beams. And now over on the outside of the build, we have this little dock situation that's kind of perfect. You could roll right up to the build. I have a small road coming in here. I figured we'd come in here and make the road be a little bit wider. Wind the road up, just a little harsh looking, but wind it up right over this way, wrap it around, and then boom, smack dab over to the front door, the front porch. A good build is never finished until you decorate around the build. Decorate around the build today? Berries. Alrighty, so a couple final touches for today's build. At last, I think it's time we do it. The very first chest of a Minecraft 1.21. The floor is looking a little awkward. Let's swap that. Maybe a shulker box? We'll just leave it there. How dare I forget one glass pane. There we go. It's wonderful. I'm not saying it's my favorite wood type in the world, but it does match copper pretty much perfectly. Yeah, how about some fences up here too? A cool idea for the fireplace. I want to keep it nice, small, and compact. We have the fire coming through the smoke. Maybe we could use that in our design. We put some signs right there. They look coppery. Then you get the smoke peeking through a tiny bit. And then maybe after that, to sort of finish up the whole mantle situation, a couple staircases. And then maybe in here, we continue this chimney straight on up out of the build. Now up top in here, I want to make it look a little more cool, so maybe a little bit of trim work, like some molding wherever applicable. And maybe an extra support cutting right up, and we just leave this all open. I think it'll be fine. An extra double chest, they're always beautiful. A cool cut copper block right here, because, I mean, it's 1.21. I mean, now look, we've got to do it. We need a chandelier or just some kind of small light hanging in here above the fireplace, too.
Ooh, that's romantic.
And look, on the outside of the build, we've got to do it too. A little bit of lanterns right there. Oh, I should have brought raw copper and piled it on the ground right over here. That would have looked so good. Maybe on the front of the build, lantern. And then actually a torch and a torch. Lately, I've kind of fallen back in love with the torch. For the longest time, I hated them. Thought they looked like amateur hour over here. But you know, I think you could use them tastefully in a build and really spice it up. Alright, so for our starter house today, I mean, it's a little bare bones, right? It's wide and open, but it's fine. Working with what we have here, there is one final big grand finale that I need to get into this build, or at least maybe a couple. Over here inside the crafting table, the copper ingots, we slap them down, we get copper trapdoors. I need even more. 4 copper trapdoors. I'm gonna need to come back in and honeycomb all of this stuff, but to finish off the grand fireplace today, check that out. I mean, it's a really compact fireplace, but I think it looks pretty nice. Cool little build hacks and tricks going on. Another thing I could totally use in here is a little bit of carpet or something. Maybe like some orange carpet, to be honest, but I also need a front door on the building. Of course, there's only one kind of front door we could do. I also figured we need an entrance mat, and because they won't do it, I'll do it myself. Copper slabs. Small little table to utilize the space, and well, just like that, I think we've done it. A starter house for Minecraft 1.21. The very final thing that we could do today is judge it for ourselves, though, from afar. We jump in the boat, we turn around slowly, dramatically, sail away, pause, I freeze, and rotate, realize I want to go farther. Pause again, rotate, and... oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's wonderful. The tough mansion with the copper on the top. Oh, the abode, home away from home. I should have put a lantern over there. Yeah, that is, it's not bad. That's a nice home, sweet home. And so, friends, that brings us to the end, the debut of the Minecraft 1.21 saga. Thank you all so much for checking out today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I would like to send a huge thank you to my patrons, Ground Crazy May, Medical Boomstick, Fire Dragon 19, CVM, and Nick C for helping make content like this possible. If you want early access to these guide episodes, every episode, every time, check out my Patreon. There's a link below. I can't wait to see where Minecraft 1.21 is going to take us next because, oh boy, I've got some really cool big plans, but wow, I kind of can't believe it. At last, the zombie farm. Only like a year later, it's finally complete. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Goodbye.